Something should be done. This should be a start.
Enough is enough. I don't know if African leaders watch my video, but do me a favor. If you're watching this video, I want you to like this video, share this video, tag any African leader, because enough is enough. What happened to the African passport? What happens to an African getting visa on arrival as soon as he enters into another African country?
At least if Wode Maya is given an African passport, we can stop having the harassment of this guy. Wode Maya is doing a good job, and we should help to facilitate him.
But sometimes the struggles of an African trying to explore their own continent breaks my heart. I wonder why we are just one people, but borders like this keeps on separating us.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? It's OG and we'll be back to Wavy Nation. Before we go any further, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, go below and subscribe, and of course, like the video. Today we have one thing to talk about. What do you think about the African passport? Is it really viable that an African passport can exist or will exist? This is something that started back in the day with the Abuja Treaty. The Abuja Treaty was suggested in 1991. In 2016, a go-ahead that was put up that by 2021 there would be an African passport. But how far has it come? Apparently, because of the COVID-19, the African passport wasn't able to come out. And right now I'm asking myself, are we really going to get the African passport out? I would like for this to come out. Apparently, the African Union has the Pan-African agenda that suggests that by 2063, Africa will be visa-free. And what does this mean? This means a lot of things. Many good things are going to come out of it. And also there are some things that people are afraid of. Let's talk about the good things. If Africa really becomes a continent that is visa-free, Africa would enjoy benefits of the right of entry, the right of residence, and the right of establishment. This would mean that any person from Africa would have a right to enter and get out of the country anytime. It would also mean that any person from any part of Africa would enter into another country, open up a business, and of course trade without any problem or any hindrances, as long as you just go through the right procedures. And then it would also mean that any person from any part of Africa just go to the next country, buy land without these heavy restrictions, that weird taxes and stuff, weird documentation.
If I want to marry from Kenya, it's okay. I should just wake up one day and go to Kenya and get a wife without any restrictions. These borderless are not our own creation. It was not created to benefit an African. It was created by a colonizer, yet the colonizers are gone, but still Africans leading the continent are not ready to change this seamless border that we see every single day.
And as I was telling,
this is going to accelerate Africa's economies because it will be easy to trade. But also it would also mean a boost in tourism because people would be able to travel easily. One of the things that hinder tourism right now in Africa is because it's kind of hard to travel within Africa. It's easier to travel to Europe than travel to certain countries in Africa. You can imagine.
I still can't believe that in 2023, an African needs to spend more money to explore their own continent. If I say more money, you have to spend more money on flights, more money on your accommodation, more money by bribing officials to get your way into another African country. When at all will an African will be liberated? When at all will an African from Ghana will just pack his bag and say that I'm going to Togo without being exploited? When at all as a young African can sit in a train from Ghana and say that I'm going to Benin to explore another African country?
Traveling will be cheaper apparently. It would also be easier for labor to travel within Africa, and of course employment. It would increase the employment opportunities for Africans. There are different skill sets that are very required in different parts of Africa, but then it's kind of hard because there are border limitations. There are also problems of, communication and travel. So it will be easier for people to know the opportunities in the different countries, since communication and travel will be easier. Opportunities that are in Ghana may require the skill sets of many people who are in Kenya to come and help us here. We are solving a problem of unemployment just within Africa. Other than right now, we have people going to the Middle East, and what is happening there? Weird stuff happening. People are dying over there. There's mistreatment. But here at home, why would you mistreat a fellow black man?
These borderless are not our own creation. It was not created to benefit an African. It was created by a colonizer, yet the colonizers are gone, but still Africans leading the continent are not ready to change this seamless border that we see every single day.
A lot of things are going to turn around for us. We are optimistic in many ways. You're free to say something in the comments below and let's have a dialogue. Let's see how far we can take this. So let's talk about the limitations. What is limiting this from happening? What fear do African leaders have about the visa-free Africa? First of all, people are looking at a reduction in revenues from the taxes, from collections that are happening on the borders, from, of course, the goods coming in and getting out of the country. That's going to be a big problem. Many countries are worried about the security. Since there are countries that are having wars, they're worried who is coming into my country, and that's the big worry. We have threats of terrorism, intelligence. Like right now, we have a problem of course insecurity in Congo, South Sudan. What if we have a borderless Africa? What's going to happen? But does it really mean that having a visa-free Africa means borderless? It also means that countries should still be vigilant in their borders. As much as they will be visa-free, these borders are going to be more of a facilitant, ushering you in, welcoming you, instead of what it is right now where these borders are to scrutinize you to see if you're a threat or not.
These borders that you create silos for yourselves amongst, you must always remember, are not your creation. These were creations of people outside of this continent who made these borders not to develop you, but to extract from you. Now that you want to develop yourself, we must start looking at these borders and we must start removing the barriers that we have put, that have defined us in the past, and now hinder us from being the giant that we should be.
We should be more optimistic than have fear, because there are more benefits, as you can see. Other continents like North America, Europe have had a lot of benefits from this. A lot of development has happened in these continents.
You need each other and you need to support each other. And as I always state, you are not competitors. And I think the big mistake we have made is by making each other competitors. We are not competing. We have yet to satisfy our respective markets. Our problem is that we are not working closer together to meet the demands that our people have.
I must say, let Wode Maya have an African passport. Something should be done. This should be a start. At least if Wode Maya is given a passport, an African passport, we can stop having the harassment of this guy and the arrests. It's not nice. Wode Maya is doing a good job, and we should help to facilitate him. We are so proud of Wode Maya and the work he's doing. Thank you very much. Tell me what you think in the comments, and see you later in the next video. Bye bye.